A few moments later, 6 hours later, 2,000 years later, one eternity later.
All right, you good?
Gravy.
Oh, you thought you missed it, and then you started as soon as I hit the record button.
I told you, I just got that knack for it. When people know where the camera's on them, they turn around, get that good pose.
Yeah.
I know when you're about to record.
There we go. Welcome back to the Hand Me a Beer podcast, everybody.
Everybody.
Good to be back recording. We kind of, I dropped the ball last week. Oops. We had a safety meeting at work. Some pallets of Bud Light got dropped. And they had to tell us how to be safe around pallets of beer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're auctioning off the beer and you're about to load up. Because here's what I saw the other day. I went to the grocery store Wednesday. They didn't have any beer in stock except for like White Claw and whatever else. Or like Ice House and stuff like that. But like Busch Light, barely.
What store did you go to?
Food Line.
Yeah, they don't stock their own beer. That's this damn chair. They don't stock their own beer. That's why. So, but anywho, how's your week? How'd your week go?
Man, it's been up and down. A lot of anxiety. Braves. I don't know if they're going to do it again this year. 3-1 lead. Next thing you know, 3-2 lead.
Is your mic on?
Yeah, I can hear me.
I mean, I can hear you faintly. Dude, this damn chair is going to drive me crazy.
I just see you going lower.
Lower
How
and
low
lower.
can you go?
I might as well just put it all the way down.
We can switch chairs.
There we go.
You look so tiny.
Good thing I got these adjustable mics.
Yeah. How's your week?
My week actually flew by. Started out a little hairy, but we made it. We made it.
Well, that's all you can do. You just hope for the best. Hope you make it to Friday.
Yeah, buddy. Anyway, what you think about these? Is that your phone?
That's my phone.
You're going to have to take that off the table.
She texted me. She sexted me. She not sexted me.
What you think about the NLDS and the ALDS?
ALCS and NLCS?
CS, yeah, we are the CS, aren't we?
That's okay. I'll get your dictionary.
Jesus Christ.
I tell you what, we got some good ball games going. Very surprised that I honestly thought Red Sox would take them in 4 or 5 games. Not so much.
Well, you got to remember the Red Sox weren't expected to do anything this year. So
neither were the Braves. I mean, honestly, with the Braves.
Well, the Braves were expected to in the beginning of the year, but then when they lost Acuna and Ozuna, their chances got grim.
They did good make a second half push, yeah, because I mean they made some good pickups, and of course, you know, go figure, before we even make it to the NLCS, they tell us, hey, Soler, who was our leadoff, got COVID, so he's going to be missing. Don't know when he's going to be back. So then I was like, okay, here it goes. But they had, first 2 games, they had 9th inning walk-offs to win both games. Go to LA, and I mean, you're going to LA, and Braves historically cannot beat them in their own stadium. Lost first game, won second game, crushed them second game. Third game, yeah, it was a nightmare last night. Which, that's what I wanted to ask you. We talked about this a little bit. When you're watching, I mean, you're a Yankees fan. When you're watching them, are you superstitious? Do you do anything particular when you're watching, to where if they're doing good, you don't move, what do you do?
I normally start out with a jersey and a hat on.
And by the end of it, you're
being a baseball player, I carry that over to every other sport that I watch too. So I normally start out with a hat and a jersey on, or at least just a hat.
To make you feel like you're a part of it?
I'm showing support from my couch, you know what I'm saying?
Do you do commentary like, man, if I was in his position, I'd crack that over the left field?
You know what's hilarious, dude? I swear to God, and I don't know why, but every now and then when something happens or right before something happens, I'll look over at Renee and I'll say,
I could have done better.
no, I'll say blah, 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 blah. And then either it happens or one of the commentators say the exact same thing. And she'll look over at me like, you're fucking weird.
Tell you what, I'd rather listen to you than Joe Buck. So
I don't mind Joe Buck. I can't stand Chris Collinsworth.
I watched, maybe it was game 2, game 3. So one of the players, I don't know, maybe he's Houston. His name is Siri, last name Siri, and the whole time I was watching, it was John Smoltz and Joe Buck both saying, "Hey Siri," and every time they would say that, they had iPhones, so their iPhone would say, "Oh hey what whatever." I was so pissed off. I was like, "Shut the hell up! Stop saying his name so your phone goes off."
Saying cuss words.
Ah, well, it's Friday. I'm drinking whiskey.
Hey, we're all making personal choices, man. I gave up dip 3 weeks ago. You're trying to quit cussing. We're
Hell
growing
is
up.
just a place.
We're growing up, man. We're growing up. No, but
we're not height wise, but mentally,
yeah,
physically,
maybe. I'm growing out, not up.
yeah.
You know, I've found the ALCS to be extremely difficult because I see myself not wanting Houston to win
No, nobody.
in any way, shape, or form. But being a Yankees fan, I can't root for the Red Sox.
You can't.
So, like I told Renee, game 1, I told Renee and I told my son, I said, so this will be the only time we ever cheer for the Red Sox. And she kind of looked at me side-eyed and carried on. And then I walked into the kitchen and I let out a "Let's go Red Sox," and Renee was like, "I need to get that on camera." And I was like, nah, it burned a whole lot coming out of my mouth.
Well,
So I'm conflicted. Obviously, I don't want Houston to win for obvious reasons.
right.
But I'm finding it super hard to pull for the Red Sox.
Do you find it fishy that how well they're doing right now? Where last year, after the whole, everything was exposed, and they had a horrible season. Altuve couldn't get a hit to save his life, and then now all of a sudden, anytime. So I got rid of Facebook finally. So I'm on Instagram, and every video I see is Altuve hit a home run, and it's like this mug couldn't hit at all last year. All of a sudden.
What do you mean he couldn't hit it all last year? He hit great last year.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay. They put the Yankees out for the second year straight on an Altuve home run. Altuve hits good in the postseason every year.
Wow.
Every year. The biggest thing was like he didn't hit his first home run in the postseason until like game 3 of the DS. So that was everybody's big question. Now here's my argument to that, and I don't want to stick up for the Astros in any way, but they're doing the exact same thing on the road as they were in Houston. If it were just in Houston, okay, I understand. You're not getting a camera behind the Green Monster. You're not getting a camera in center field.
But the Red Sox did it.
For the Red Sox. For themselves,
But I was just saying.
but like you're not gonna get a Houston staffer into one of those rooms and be able to put something out there.
Right.
So no, I don't think they're cheating. The biggest problem I have, and I thought about this today at work. The biggest issue that I struggle with where Houston is concerned is. Obviously, we're upset about the cheating. Everybody is upset about the cheating, right? Mm-hmm. You cannot deny that team is stacked from top to bottom with top-tier talent.
They are.
You can't deny that. So, I feel like them cheating was just, it was almost like a we know we can do it, but we want to make sure, Mm-hmm. And then I feel like they kind of proved it last year. I mean, because obviously they were going to stay as squeaky clean as possible last year. I think they proved it last year that, hey, we can do this without all the bullshit. But they were, I mean, and they were good before that. Now, that's not to say that they weren't cheating prior to 17. I don't know if they were or not. More than likely they were. But I honestly think for the last 2 years they've done it. They've done it straightforward.
I don't know. It's just it's hard, especially you know what happened. Who's to say they're not? Because they didn't get punished. All that happened was a few coaches got fired, but there's no repercussion for it, and so it's like.
Well, that's a whole nother argument in it. So.
I don't know, but
well,
I'm
not necessarily an
that,
argument. I think everybody agrees on it, but
I don't. It's hard for me to believe after they've already done it once. There's no repercussion to it. What's to say they're not doing it again? I mean, they're just maybe better at not getting caught.
Yeah. I don't think they're cheating. I mean, and obviously I could be very wrong. I wouldn't have, if you would have told me in 17 that they were cheating, I wouldn't have.
Well,
I wouldn't have thought they were either. So I mean, there's a very good chance I'm wrong, but I don't think they are, just for the simple fact that they're under so much scrutiny. The teams that they really fucked over in 17 handed them the business this year. Yeah. I mean, the only team that hasn't is LA. And so if it sets up that way, if it's Dodgers-Astros again this year, the Astros have no chance to win, I don't think.
I disagree for the fact that you slowly start to see Dodgers are suffering with a lot of injuries. So
but
Joe Kelly got hurt, his shoulder was hurting, and Justin Turner pulled his hamstring. He's done completely. Yeah. But my thing is it's like,
So Joe Kelly was a shoulder?
Yeah.
Because he limped off the mound last night.
I know he started and then he.
No, but he limped off the mound last night. That's what I'm saying. It looked like a leg injury.
They said it was shoulder injury. He had shoulder stiffness, is what they said.
Well, if it's just shoulder stiffness, then he should be fine. I mean, he just needs a couple days rest. I mean, think about it, dude. Okay, let's go to the Braves, right? Tyler Matzik has pitched in every single game thus far. Every single game. These, during the regular season, when you say the bullpen's depleted, that's because a guy pitched, 2 innings 2 days in a row. Or that's because a guy has pitched, 3 days in a row, but only like 20 pitches here and there. You say the bullpen's depleted during the regular season when that happens, but when the postseason happens, you throw these guys out there every single day, for 30, 40, 50 pitches, and you're throwing them out there multiple days in a row. I mean, I think if they give him a rest, then I think he'll be fine in a couple of days. What really throws me for a loop, though, is the fact that the Dodgers have only used Brusdar Graterol once.
Yeah. Well, so
that dude is dirty.
So, you're talking about over and over, but the thing is when it's postseason, especially when, like, for the Dodgers, at this point, it's you got to win or you go home, because Braves only have to win one more game, and they win and go to the World Series. And so at that point, you understand that you've put these guys through hell and high water, but you got to push them to the limit because you're trying to get to the World Series.
Oh yeah, and the players get that too. Like I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm not saying that that's weird.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think if it's just shoulder stiffness and there's no damage, I think if he gets 2 days, 3 days rest, he'll be fine.
Well, that's what they were talking about Max Scherzer, where Scherzer admitted openly on camera. He said
his arm was dead.
He said his arms was jello. He said, and you don't hear a pitcher, especially of that high caliber, openly admit that.
Well, but if you think about it, the last game of the DS, he pitched, 3 innings to finish that game, and then only had 2 days rest before he made a start.
Yeah. Well, what he told him is, he says, yeah, my arm might be dead, but he goes, it's the postseason. Give me the ball.
Yeah.
Scherzer's up for the challenge. He said, whether my arm's dead or not, he goes, we're in the postseason. We're trying to go to the World Series. Give me the ball.
I think the craziest thing, though, is that the last I heard, the Dodgers were still expecting / hoping that Clayton Kershaw could make an appearance.
He's done for the rest of the season.
Well, that's what they said going into the postseason, but in multiple in a bunch of the broadcasts, they've said that there's a possibility that he makes an appearance in the postseason. And even he said it because it was just. I mean, I know that it was an elbow injury, but it was negative. Like all of his tests were negative, so he doesn't have to have Tommy John surgery. But I don't know. I mean,
with somebody like Kershaw, I don't see it because I mean, yeah, they got enough pitching to back up, and they don't have to have him because they have Scherzer pitching tomorrow night.
You can't say that when you just said that their pitchers are like all of their pitchers are gone.
I didn't say all their pitchers are gone.
Well, pretty much. I mean, you
just
said
said
they're dealing
Kelly.
with a bunch of injuries and all that stuff.
No. So Joe Kelly, but I'm meaning their actual like infielder, like their position players. So Matt Muncy dislocated his elbow the last game of the season, so he's done.
Yeah.
Josh Turner, hamstring, he's done for the rest of the season. Justin Turner. A long black train. Yeah.
You know.
So Turner, third baseman, he's gone. But that's what I hate about the Dodgers is they're so loaded up to where the next guy up is just as good.
Yeah.
And that's what I hate. But I
Well,
don't want to speak bad about the Braves because they're my team. But it's like if Adam Duvall were to get hurt or whoever, we don't have the people we have to back up. They're not good.
I can tell you where they're going to screw up. Because going into the postseason right before Soler tested positive, Snitker went to Jock and said, "Hey man, Soler's starting. You've done really well for us this season, and you're going to continue to do well, and you'll get some playing time. But Soler's starting."
Yeah, I heard that.
So where they're gonna screw up is they're gonna put Soler back in the lineup and take Jock out. Now, granted, the last couple games Jock hasn't really done much, but
no. I mean, nothing against him, Pearl Man. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I've got my opinions. Like
I consider. I was looking this morning
for a
about buying some
grown ass
pearls.
man to wear pearls and say I'm a bad bitch. Like,
Why? He is.
come on, dude. He's a bad bitch.
He is a bad bitch. You know why? Because the dude doesn't care about what people think of him. That's what I like about him. Because he has that attitude of like, hey man, I'm rocking pearls and I'm not ashamed of it. Because I'm a bad bitch.
Well, I don't think it's an ashamed thing. I mean, if you look back at his time,
I think it's hilarious.
if you look back at his time with the Dodgers and the Cubs, I mean, like he did a lot of stuff for attention. I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah,
and I think why it's continued is because he started like really clicking.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why it became such a big thing. But there's just something wrong about a grown ass man wearing pearls calling himself a bad bitch. I can't get behind it.
I mean, dude highlights his hair. Who cares?
Yeah, I can't really get behind that. It's weird to me, man. But back to what we were talking about though. I honestly think they're going to screw up by taking him out and putting Soler in.
I don't think they will, because I'm telling you. So that's Soler.
You think they're going to rock with Jock?
No, they're going to put Soler. Most definitely, Soler's will go back in because Jock's been playing. Jock has not been a regular everyday player. And, of course, yeah, they put him in. He did great, but he didn't do fantastic. So they're going to put Soler in.
I mean,
he's fully rested.
But he has played insanely well until the last two games. I mean, you can't say that he's not done fantastic. I mean,
tomorrow night
he's put the team on his back. I mean, it's not all him. I get that, but I mean, he's done a bunch of the heavy lifting.
He's came clutch a lot of times, but again, Soler's coming off of full rest, and why not put him in? Okay, if Soler comes Saturday and Soler's not good, okay, put Jock back in.
Yeah, but it could be too late at that point in time. Now, the one thing that benefits you guys is you're a game up, and you're a game away.
Yeah.
So that in essence, I guess you have a game to play with, but I mean, you really don't want to take that chance given what happened last year.
I
think they're going to screw up. They're going to try to get cute. They're going to say, okay, we got our big guy back in the outfield. It's time to turn it up. But if you look at it now, granted, Soler really turned his season around when he came to Atlanta, but it's still not that great. Good, but still not that great.
He's been a good leadoff. To fill in for Acuna,
still not that great.
Yeah,
I mean, but then again, I mean, you look at Freddie. He had an incredible year, and up until this series, he didn't do shit in the postseason.
Well, when he went to LA, he did good, but when he was at home for the first 2 games, he went 0 for 7 with 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, well, he went 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts before he got his first hit.
Right.
But I have a feeling that Snitker is going to try to. Oh shit! I got the hiccups.
Taco Bell, man.
Taco Bell and Baja Blast, baby. I have a feeling that Snitker is going to try to be cute, and he's going to end up out coaching himself. But like I said, the benefit that y'all have is you're a game away and a game up, so you have a little bit of wiggle room.
Well,
but at the same time, you don't want the same shit to happen that happened last year.
Well,
here's
where we kind of line up beautifully is the last 2 games is at home. Braves do very well at home.
Right.
But here's the kicker. Pitching. Ian Anderson, Max Fried, Charlie Morton, all 3 did very well.
Oh, that's another thing about last night, dude. Max Fried looked like shit.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say is they do well during the season, and then all of a sudden you get to postseason, and they bomb.
Well, Charlie Morton pitched well. He got in a hairy situation, but pulled himself out of it. Max Fried has pitched well up until last night.
Yeah.
Last night was a huge black eye.
But what's good with the Braves is that the middle relievers are doing their job. So
you mean Tyler Matzik?
Yeah, yeah. And
that dude to have been as shitty as he was last year, in all honesty, I am amazed.
I have so much respect for him because dude lost out. Like he got kicked to the curb. He's out there playing independent ball, working a side job, trying to get back into it. And
wasn't he delivering pizzas or something like that, or driving for Uber or something like that the year before?
Something like that. No, the
year before last.
I think he was doing like construction or something.
Oh, was that?
I think he was doing like construction. Well, he got the Colorado Rockies, discovered him again, gave him a chance. He got back into it, got traded to the Braves, and the dude's he's turned it around.
This year, last year was pretty rough.
Yeah, but I mean,
this year he has looked good, and especially in the postseason. I mean, he's looked great.
The key for the Braves to win is the starter pitcher has to make it 6 innings. Has to keep the runs. Has to keep the runs to a minimum, and rely on the bullpen to finish it out.
But here's the other thing.
And they got a hit.
The Braves haven't really seen Blake Trinan very much. Dave Roberts has purposely not pitched Blake Trinan a whole hell of a lot in this series. He also hasn't pitched Brusdar Graterol except for the one time, and he only faced 2 batters.
Yeah.
The Dodgers have an insane bullpen.
I know.
If they can put the shit together, they have an insane bullpen.
Yeah. But again,
but to go back to your injuries, right? So with Max Muncy, yeah, you're missing there, offensively and defensively. You're missing there. Justin Turner, don't get me wrong, great player, hell of an offensive player, but with Chris Taylor sliding into third base, you're not missing much.
He killed him last night.
Yeah, you're not missing much. He's a hell of a defender and an offensive player.
And you got Trey Turner, who is ice cold. It's like Steve Smith told him to ice up, and he took it.
I think his biggest issue is the fact that he's still trying to get used to being on the other side of the diamond.
Defense has nothing to do. It's offense.
Well, but his defense has been lacking too. But that's what I'm saying. I think he's in his head defensively. I think he's in his head defensively because he's still trying to get used to the switch, and he's overthinking his offense.
Well, because he had the highest batting average in the regular season.
Yeah, but that's also from Washington.
No. He's been with them since the trade deadline.
I understand that. But
he finished the season with the highest batting average.
Okay, but that's batting average between both teams.
Well, still,
he's not been lights out.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that he's played bad, but he hasn't been lights out since coming over to the Dodgers. What I think they should have done, because Chris Taylor is used to swapping back and forth between positions, infield and outfield. I think they should have put Trey Turner on third.
honestly, when Justin got hurt, I assumed that's where they would put him, and because the guy
Trey Turner?
yeah,
Yeah.
and because the guy that was playing center field was an infielder,
Cody
and-
Bellinger.
No. It was because Cody was playing first. They put an infielder in center field. And
Gavin Lux. Yeah.
Gavin Lux. Yeah. And I assumed because he's not been doing good at all.
Gavin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
missed
shortstop,
it.
dude.
Yeah. Well, I understand. And he's only had 10, 11 games, and they were talking about it, like we were trying to coach him and how to feel for the wall
Yeah,
and all
that's not the-
this.
that's
all that.
not the place to put him
But
in
yeah,
the infield.
and in a postseason game
Yeah, no.
with all the pressure on you, I felt. I mean,
But I think they got that worked out. I don't think they make that mistake again.
but I thought what they would do is put Trey there, move him into infield.
Well, yeah, because he's a shortstop. Well, maybe. But then again, you still have Chris Taylor.
But you could put Seager. You put
And truthfully,
Cody.
Cody Bellinger is better for the Dodgers in the outfield.
Oh yeah, he was 2019 Gold Glove winner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he should be in the outfield. But the fact is they got Albert Pujols, they got Chris Taylor, Seager, Will Smith. I mean,
What do you think their
infield is
best
just-
what do you think their best defensive lineup is?
I would say Will Smith. Is this with Muncy still in the lineup?
No.
Okay.
With the injuries that they have right
Here's what they should do. Smith catching, Pujols at first. I would. I don't know. I don't know for second. Second, Trey Turner. I keep him at second.
I think you go with Chris Taylor.
I'd put Trey Turner still because he's quick. He can get to the ball.
Chris Taylor's no slouch. I mean, he played
I
up
understand he's
until they
not.
got Trey Turner. He was playing second base.
Here's my lineup will be Smith catching, Pujols at first. I'd put Trey Turner at second, Corey Seager, and Chris Taylor at third. You'd have Mookie in right, Bellinger in center, and I don't know who the other guy is.
AJ Pollock.
AJ Pollock. Put him left field.
I would almost. So Cody Bellinger obviously is a top tier center fielder.
Yeah.
I would almost switch him and Mookie. Yeah, Mookie was a killer center fielder.
Mookie's better on the right side. He's got the better arm than Bellinger. I think he does. He's thrown out many people.
Oh yeah, he has, but I don't think he's got a better arm than Cody Bellinger.
Because it's like, Acuna's
Plus center field's super deep in Dodger Stadium.
I mean, they can. That's the thing is they can play either or. But I think Bellinger is a better center fielder, and
But either way, that's the three outfielders you're running with:
yeah,
Bellinger, Pollock, and Betts.
yeah.
So I think the only thing that I would switch is your Turner and Taylor. I would switch Turner and Taylor. I think Pujols is not the first baseman that he used to be.
No,
But I think I think he's good enough defensively to get you by.
But here's why I say put Trey Turner at second, because he can help cover that gap that Pujols can't move to his right side.
Yeah, but Chris Taylor can too. That's what's throwing me off is the fact that before they got Trey Turner, Chris Taylor slid into the second base role quite often. And I honestly think it would benefit Turner to still be on the left side of the infield.
I think when the Dodgers went after Scherzer and Turner, their idea is they weren't necessarily going after his glove; they're going after his bat.
Turner?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still a top tier shortstop. I think what they were doing was setting themselves up for when Corey Seager inevitably leaves at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think that because then they'll slide Turner back into shortstop.
Well, let's stop talking about the teams we hate. Let's start talking about the teams we like.
I don't mind the Dodgers.
I hate them.
I really don't mind either of the NL teams.
Oh,
But I do have $50 on the Dodgers, so I need them to continue.
don't you love the fact that all the pitchers have stashes?
I've not noticed it.
You have, okay. I don't know who this guy is. He looks gross. His stash looks horrible. Looks like he's got wet hair He looks terrible. He wore a cat on his shoes
That's
and had like the.
you
fur.
talking about the dude with the mullet? He's got the handlebar mustache.
Yeah,
It's Tony something. Shit, what's his last name?
I don't know. We were making fun of him whenever he came in, and he had the cat hair on his.
Cat hair?
Yeah, on his cleat. He had
Ooh.
like hair, like fuzzy hair. It looked like a bushy cattail on his cleat.
Ooh,
I know.
it's kind of weird. I tell you what they do. I tell you what they're missing. That's old Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
Tony Gonsolin.
Yeah. He's good.
Dude, their whole pitching staff is really good. The thing that throws me off about the postseason any year is how a team can be so dominant pitching wise when the offense is seeing the same pitchers over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
And see, that's what I hate is Dodgers see every one of our pitchers. Because here's how it works. Usually if the pitcher gets the sixth inning, then you throw in Chris Martin or somebody, or A.J. Miller, and then it goes, in the 7th, 8th, 9th, it goes Luke Jackson.
Boy, he has been a sore spot for
Who
you
were we
guys.
just talking about?
Matzik?
Mazik, and then Will Smith. Usually that's how it goes. Luke Jackson 7th.
Matzik's been pitching before Luke Jackson, mostly.
Not now, because right now they're
Well,
talking
not
about...
now because Luke Jackson keeps giving up home runs.
I hate it too.
That dude was nasty all year too. It just came out of nowhere that people
It's
were
the
hitting him.
postseason. Postseason does something to the
I bet the
Braves.
Dodgers are cheating.
I think you're right. Those sons of bitches.
I think it's going to boil down. I think it's going to be a really good World Series, no matter who's in it. Obviously, I'm cheering for the NL.
Here's how I'm viewing this too, because nobody thought the Braves were going to be here. I mean, the way their season started with, Marcel getting hurt, then his whole legal troubles. We had Pache, can't hit worth a dang, and then Acuna, he got hurt, and it's like, okay, let's finish the season. And
Yeah, but right before he got hurt, they were turning it on. I mean, they were expected.
They're still below 500.
They were expected to be really good this season, especially after what they did last year. And then, they started out really, really slow. And then right before Acuna got hurt, they started turning it on. And then when he got hurt, I think they legitimately kind of took it as like we're playing the rest of the season for Ronald.
Well,
and I think that's when they turned everything completely around. They started.
They talked about it, during the postseason, how Alex Anthopoulos, whatever his name is,
Anthopoulos.
Yeah, how they pretty much had to decide, hey, do we just salvage the rest of the year and just try again next year, or do we make an attempt? And based on how the clubhouse felt, the clubhouse was like, we want to win, like do something to help us. And they were talking about how when he made those kinds of trades to get the people he did, and you bring them into the clubhouse, it sends a message saying, hey, we believe in you too. We believe you can turn this around and you guys can win. Because the way that the NL East was going anyways, you had Mets, you had Phillies, you had Braves, all chasing each other the whole entire season.
The crazy thing about the Mets, man, I never once felt like the Mets had a chance. I know they were playing well there for a stretch, but I never felt like they had a chance, like a real chance. I know that they were giving the Braves a scare, and everybody else, but I did when the whole thing happened between what's his name, Francisco Lindor, and who was the guy that he got into a fight with in the dugout, and then they said it was a rat or a raccoon or something like that in their post conference or their post game conference. I think the season shaped up the way that it should have. I think, if anything, the Brewers kind of deserved it a little more than the Braves. They just got outplayed.
I don't believe that.
I do. They put together a much better season. They've got a much better pitching staff. They just got I think they got in their own way when it came to the offseason. But as far like if you look at like regular season stats, the Brewers should have been there long before anybody else on the NL side. Mm-hmm. Especially from where they were coming from. I mean, because last year they weren't really much to talk about, and any year previous they've not been much to talk about. You know. But
I think the Cardinals had a better chance than the Brewers did.
I don't think they had a better chance. I do think that it would have been a great Cinderella story.
The Cardinals?
Yeah. Oh. I think it would have been an amazing Cinderella story, especially if they made it, you know, even to just the DS.
Well, I mean, you look at the Braves; they're the same situation, though. I mean, that's a Cinderella story. For everything that's happened to them, I mean, it is, but it isn't. Story.
It is, but it isn't, because they were expected to be so good this year. And then the way that they started out, and then all the injuries and all that stuff, it became one, yeah. But the Cardinals weren't expected to be shit. Same with the Red Sox. The Red Sox weren't expected to be shit this year. So there's your Cinderella story on the AL side.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like the matchups between the two. You know, Houston and Red Sox, Braves and Dodgers. I like the matchup. And I think it's going to be a great finish. You know, tonight.
Should have been Houston, New York.
I think tonight's going to be a good night between Houston and Red Sox. I think, you know, it's going to come down to the wire. I think, you know, it's going to be late innings.
I think Houston's going to end it tonight.
Depends.
I mean, I don't want them to, but I do. I think they're going to end it tonight.
But
I think the way that they continue to hit and the way that they continue to put up a shit ton of runs. I mean, I don't see there being any way that Boston puts together a big enough run to be able to thwart that.
Yeah.
But anyway, you want to move on from sports?
Yes.
All right. What do you want to move on to?
How about we just go out and buy some pearls right now?
Fuck off.
Dude, if we win the World Series, I'm buying some pearl.
Like some real pearls?
Yeah.
I don't even, like, are they still expensive? I don't know.
Nah, I don't know.
I know that, like, back in the day, they were highly sought after, but
you can't really find.
I feel like that's an old lady thing at this point. An old lady and Jock Peterson thing.
Look, I just love the fact that he drives by Chipper Jones' house and puts pearl necklace in his mailbox. And he did it to a couple other. He did it to John Smoltz, and he did it to Greg Matz. Like, he's just going to all the Braves legends, just putting pearl necklaces on their mailbox. I love it.
But when did that even start? The whole pearl necklace thing?
It accidentally slipped out of his shirt. I don't think he meant for it to be a sensation, and it just kind of popped out. And then everybody's like, he's wearing pearl necklaces. And then they start asking him. And that's when he came out and said, look, hey.
I'm a bad bitch.
I'm a bad bitch.
So are they, like, were they his grandmothers or something?
No, he said he asked his jeweler to make him some pearl necklaces. And that's what he did.
I wonder if that's the same kind of thing, like superstition kind of thing, like he was just trying to change things up.
Who knows?
Because, you know, like pitchers and position players, like if they're going through a huge defensive slump, they'll go to like a Play It Again Sports and buy a beat up glove and play with it until they get their shit together.
My honest opinion is, I think Jock just wants to be one of those players that just stands out. He doesn't want to be that one with the.
I kind of wonder if it's like his coming out party.
He's got a wife and 2 kids. You got wife and 2 kids.
I'm not wearing pearls and calling myself a bad bitch. So you dial that back, bud.
You took your hat off earlier, and you definitely look like Zach Brown.
Fuck off. Damn it, man.
I thought you was going to break out and start singing some.
But Zach Brown,
chicken fries.
Zach Brown is bald as a motherfucker.
I don't know. I never.
He's bald.
There's a spider.
Kill it. Yeah, blow it this way, please. Dickhead. Anyway.
Hey, we at least got one listener.
Yeah. Hey, so you know how in past episodes I've told you about how I hate when people come up to me and make a comment about
Hey man, you gay?
No. Yeah.
I hate that too.
I get that all the time. It's because of the way I walk and talk. No. How I've expressed my discontent with people coming up to me while I'm at work and asking if they can have some free samples or some broken beer or something like that. So everybody's been out of shit. Like with this whole shortage of everything, beer has not been one to skate under that. We've been out. We literally weekly are running out of something new, and when we get it back in stock, it's immediately out of stock again because people are just buying this shit up immediately. So we bowl on Thursdays, and I normally come home from work and I have enough time to change my clothes, maybe grab a small snack and a drink, and get in the truck and go to Kernersville. Well, yesterday I didn't have time to change clothes or anything. I came home and I changed my shoes, and then I got in the truck and I went to Kernersville. So I was still wearing my work shirt. So this guy comes up to me at the bowling alley and he goes, "Hey, you work for them people?" And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, "No, I just like wearing their shit." But I was like, "Yes, sir, I do." He said, "Can you send them a goddamn message from this bowling alley? We need some Bud Light 22 ounces. We ain't got none." And I said, "Well, sir, we don't have any either." So, and he goes, "Well, I know, but it's my favorite beer." I said, "Well, they still have it in aluminum bottles. I like it in a glass bottle better."
Get the man some beer, damn it.
I was like, "Well, I don't know what you want me to do, sir, but there's nothing I can do."
That's a hard-working, by God, working man. He's a blue-collar man. Get the man some beer, man.
He's retired. And
that man is masturbating to his ugly-ass granny. Get the man some beer, man. He needs something to make her look a little beautiful.
You're screaming at me.
A little frustrated.
I get cussed out daily because Miller product is out. I don't touch anything Miller. I don't deliver Miller beer. I don't touch Miller beer. I don't do any of that.
I'm not a fan of Miller.
But I get cussed out because one of their products is off the shelf. Well, listen, pal. Go to the Miller rep. Go to them. Don't come to me. And then I get cussed out because our shit's out of stock. Well, what the fuck do you want me to do if we don't have it in the warehouse? I can't bring it in.
What does your truck look like? Like what's on? Is it Bud Light?
No, I'm not gonna say that on.
Well, just describe it.
It's a truck and a trailer. It has a certain brand from AB.
Okay.
On the trailer.
Okay. So here's what you do. Just look at them. Take your hand. Point at your vehicle.
Well, I'm always in the store though.
And be like.
But you know what's crazy? A lot of people, and I say it's crazy, but I guess up until I started working for the company that I work for, I didn't realize it either. But there's a lot of people that don't know exactly what all AB makes. You know, because under our umbrella we've got.
Do you?
Yeah. No. No. I've only been fucking with it for the past 4 years.
I feel like I'm going to be one of those guys that just come up to you, "Hey man, what all you got?"
But I'm saying, like you've got Budweiser, Bud Light, Mick Ultra, Busch Light, Busch Ice, Natural, all the stuff under Natural, King Cobra, Bud Ice.
It's a lot of nasty.
A bunch of stuff. So you know you'll have somebody come up to you and it can be something as simple as Busch, right? "Hey, you know who makes Busch beer?" Yes, sir. That'd be Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch makes Busch beer. But anyway, I just wish it's kind of like waitresses and waiters at restaurants where they're struggling to get employees, right? They're short-staffed, so the service is a little slow. They're a little, riled up because they're pulling all the weight and all that stuff. Like, just Like, before you go up to somebody and bitch at them because you're not getting your way, think about what they're going through. You know what I mean? And nobody seems to take a step back and think, these people are doing... Is that a fucking... I don't know if that's a spider or something.
No, I put the spider down by me.
No, but...
That was a bug.
Anyway, it's crazy to me that nobody stops to think about the other party. You know what I mean? And I know I've been guilty of it in the past too, but these last 2 years, man, have really put things into perspective for me as far as all that goes. It's just like you never really know what somebody's going through or what they're having to deal with, but you're gonna make a judgment call based on one mistake or one, mishap or something like that. Like, just give me a break, man. Like, I can't. It's not like I'm in St. Louis. It's not like I'm carrying the package down here and putting it straight into the store directly out of
that damn arch is running out of bush.
But it just it kills me, man. Like I understand you're not happy that we don't have your beer, but when I tell you I don't have it, leave it at that.
Well, what are they gonna do? Buy it off of you?
No, but they make it seem like there's a lot of stores and a lot of customers that make it seem like we're just hiding beer.
'Cause you are, you asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also funny.
Funny how every time I come over here, you always got a beer. You always got your refrigerator full of beer.
False. That refrigerator's dead now. And it only had a few select. It had 2 12-packs of Natty Light Seltzer Sours and some Busch Light Apple.
I don't know, man. World's crazy.
It just
can't really do nothing about it.
Yeah, I know. And I don't I never really expect a whole lot out of anybody, but
You want
just one of those things.
you want to debate topic?
What's that?
So I started working out again, and back in 2016 or so, about 2016 to 2018 or so, I was taking DECA and Test Boost, and as soon as I stopped, because it was to the point where I wasn't taking my estrogen correct levels, and so it got to be kind of a bad situation. You had people like Chris Benoit who, roids out and eventually kills his family, blah, blah, blah. And so there are a lot of negative side effects to it. But at the same time, I argue for it because steroids helps with improvement of physical recovery. It helps with building your strength. I mean, there's a lot of good to it, but there's also a lot bad to it. Well, I started working out again. And I told Rachel, I was like, hey, can I get back on it? Because I'm trying to, I hate waking up and feeling like crap after I work out. Like, I'm sore, and it's taken a lot longer to get where I want to be. And I was like, if I'm able to take it, it's not going to take as long. Well, of course, she was like, oh, it's bad, it's illegal. Here's what I want to debate. Why, I understand, professional athletes, you're not supposed to take it, and I understand that it's only prescribed to people for certain reasons. But why does it have to be, why can consumers not legally buy it?
Same reason people can't buy heroin legally.
But I don't think it's to that extreme.
How not?
Because
you can overdose on steroids. You also put other people in harm's way if you go into a roid rage.
I understand, but if you do it in moderate amount, if they allow it to where you can take it to where it's moderated.
So you're telling me, and this is me asking you personally. You're telling me that if you were to take steroids and you saw that everything that you were gaining was exactly what you wanted, but then you decided you wanted more, you wouldn't step it up, or you wouldn't continue to take it?
No, because I'm not. That's all. How you handle the situation. And for me, it was, I knew the amount that I needed to take, and I never upped it.
At
and
that point,
that's me though.
But when did you get to where you wanted to be before you stopped?
As far as like strength, no.
Strength, size, whatever.
No.
So you don't know for sure whether you would dial it up or
But
not.
I still have the.
Here's the thing, man. Like you know, you can go around and say, and I truly believe that most things are okay for you in moderation.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, a lot of people tell you not to have steroids, not to have steroids, not to have soda, not to have sugar, not to have this. I think there's only a few select things that like you can't do, period, because they're bad for you, period.
Right.
But you know, I think most things are okay in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think steroids are. There's
why?
there's a lot of bad side effects, man. Like, I went to school with several people that took steroids. I played football with several people that took steroids. The biggest thing is not necessarily what it does to you while you're on it. A lot of the negative side effects come when you get off of it. But not only that, like, I've always felt, and I don't necessarily know why, but I hold a lot of pride in it. Like, before I started gaining a shit ton of weight, when I was at the most cut I've ever been, I got there naturally. I could have gone anywhere that I wanted to go naturally. I think the thing about it is, everybody builds different. You build muscle different, you carry muscle different, you know, all that stuff. The true thing about steroids is more so than anything, it's a recovery drug. Like, are there some benefits in other areas? Yes, but most, like, the forefront of the benefit of steroids is recovery, right? Which allows you to build faster because you're recovering faster. Mm-hmm. That's where I think you run the risk into dialing up what you're taking, because you're seeing that you're getting the results that you want a hell of a lot faster than you thought. And so in the back of your mind, I feel like you would think, hey, I got here really quick. What if I wanted to gain another 10, 15 pounds of muscle? What if I take just a couple extra scoops? But not only that, it changes your physiology. It changes your mental status. It fucks with everything, you know? But on the flip side, I don't necessarily think that anything should be regulated by the government. Truthfully, if you're in a true democracy, you're truly speaking freedom, all that stuff, nothing should be regulated. Now, should there be certain penalties because of something that you did while on, you know, a certain thing? Yeah, for sure. And we've shown that we can do that with alcohol. Alcohol is 100% legal. But if you go out and drive and you blow over a .08, you're going to get a DUI and you're going to get hit harder. You're going to get hit with a harder penalty for that than any other traffic violation there is.
I mean, again, I've been on it, so I know I've been on the flip side. I understand, but where I messed up was it wasn't the dosage that I was taking, because mine was injection. You know, I had the syringes, right, and I had the good stuff. And here's what I loved most about it is when I took my dosage, and again, I took the right amount, and you can instantly feel it. It's a sense of like a charge that comes through your blood system, and it feels great. And you feel this sense of energy. You're ready to go.
You get the same effect from cocaine.
On the flip side is you have to take the estrogen part, because that's where things go haywire. Because if you don't take the correct amount, if you don't continue to do it, if you try to cold turkey it, that's where things gets dark. And that's where it got dark for me, because I was roughly paying about $250 to $280 for the 25 milligram test boost and then the 25 Deca. And, you know, I was combining both of them together. Well, I was like, I can't afford to keep paying $280. So I was like, and I ran out of estrogen, so I was like, I'm just going to cold turkey it. I'll be okay. Dude, I'm telling you, I was in a dark place, because my levels, until they kind of get back to the normal level, they were off, way off. And that's where I started seeing the aggression, the depression, just the dark side of everything.
But so you don't think that you would have more pride in doing it naturally?
I would, but it was more so I wanted to get there quicker and I wanted to recover faster. But anyways, I mean, if there was a way to where in moderations approved, and I know you said you don't think the government, I mean, I agree, but if there's a way to where they can make it safe, why not sell it to the public?
Well,
But if you look at, what is it called? Starts with a P. Doctors would describe it to you to help boost your immune system. Shoot, I can't think of it right now. There's stuff that doctors will prescribe you that it helps, but it's like pill form, but it's steroid.
I don't know.
Why? I mean, but that's only prescribed. But it's not high dosage like something I would be taking. So why can't they prescribe stuff like that to the general public?
But how do you prescribe it?
Why can't? Well, not necessarily prescribe, but why can't you sell it as like your normal drug, like ibuprofen or?
Because it's not necessary. I think the only way you could get away with like having to prescribe something like that would be if there were a male born with estrogen levels that were way too high. But then you can regulate that just off of testosterone injections, not necessarily DECA or anything anabolic.
Right. Well,
I think I don't know, man. I think I just like I said. You know, I personally think I know that I had a hell of a lot more pride knowing that I got to where I was completely natural when people around me were having to take steroids to get to, you know, where I was or just above. I think the thing is, like, how long ago did you start working out again?
This week. Sunday.
Oh, so you've not even given yourself the get over
No.
the soreness phase. You're stupid. You're trying.
I wake up every morning and said, I hate my life.
Yeah, you haven't even given yourself a chance to recover, and you're talking about.
You're missing the
recovery.
point here. The point is I'm trying to bring sexy back. And she goes, well, you can do it without it. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. She says, there's a lot wrong with it. I said, you're full of shit. She goes, no.
I agree with Rachel.
And then she goes, if you
Even though she
take
sees
it
me in a different
and you
light
take
now.
it behind my back and not tell me, she goes, that's it. You're done. She said, I will leave you. I'm like, okay, now you're being over dramatic and you're running this. You're running my moment. Anyways,
What is your moment?
get big.
So do it naturally,
Dude, with age it sucks, man.
or get on a much more regulated test boost.
No, because the
Like
stuff you
as
buy,
stupid as it sounds, like the eugenics stuff actually works.
I've bought stuff from GNC. I've bought stuff from bodybuilding.com. Everything I've taken, I feel like I'm just taking a multivitamin.
Okay, but the stupid thing about GNC and Vitamin Shop, right? Or any of those stores, bodybuilder.com, MedRx, all that stuff, none of that stuff is FDA approved. Number one. Number two, if you look in the ingredients, it always says proprietary blend. And with it not being regulated from the FDA, they don't have to put exactly what's in it. So in the proprietary blend, it could be anything from like flaxseed oil to a hit of meth, you know.
Ooh, let me buy that.
So, you know, the thing about it is if you find you can go into stores like that and find a regulated dosage of test for a test boost and pay way less than you will for a shot and still get the same results. It's just not going to come as quick.
I don't feel like it does though, because again, I've tried. I spent so much money before I even went to the real
But
stuff.
why are you trying to get big? This damn chair. Why are you trying to get big though?
More so because one, I'm trying to get better shape. Two, I used to be, and then whenever I quit, I mean, I've lost everything.
Yeah, but being in shape doesn't mean being big.
Well, I'm also tired of people because I'm short, so I'd rather be stocky.
Yeah, but we're the same height.
I know, but when people look at me, they're like, just like the other day, I went and I stopped at a gas station. Get this, terrible customer service. You talking about how, you gotta treat people and whatever. So they're talking about how she's like, I hate fat people. I'm like, have you looked at yourself? She was not skinny herself, and the fact that she goes,
I hate fat people too.
Yeah. God, keep eating all my food. But she was like, I hate fat people. And I'm like, have you seen yourself? She goes, oh, I'm not fat. What are you? Chunky? How do you want to describe yourself?
Campbell's.
Campbell, yeah.
She's a can of Campbell's. No, I mean,
but the thing is, what got me was
that,
the woman she was working with, she goes, hey, there's a skinny fella right there. And I was like, okay.
Oh my God! So now you're getting offended at being called skinny.
But it's more so that it's the limbs that I'm trying to get bigger. Like stomach wise, I'm okay. Like I'm a little poochy, but
so just stay home and do curls for the girls, man.
It hurts.
Curls and push-ups, dude.
That's why I'm trying to get recovery.
Yeah, but I mean, testosterone's not going to stop the hurt.
No, if I took Deca with it, then combination both.
If you have to rely on steroids,
and they say it makes your balls smaller, and I tell you what, it didn't make your balls smaller. Even if it did, who cares? You don't need them anyways.
But how long were you on it?
For 3 years.
I think that's too small of a sample. But also, I mean, if you had it regulated to what you needed and what what your body wanted, then that's different. But like if you look at bodybuilders and like WWE stars and stuff like that, like they're on high dosages.
Right. And
that's where it gets crazy to me, man, is like at some point you have to be happy with where you are. You have to be happy with sustaining. And to that point, at what point do you get to where you can sustain without it? See, you're going to feel like, okay, well, I've been injecting myself with this stuff for so long. That's how I got here. I need to keep doing this so I can stay here. But really, the truth of the matter is you can wean yourself off of it, still do the same workouts, and still be where you're at.
See, I saw it differently. There's two reasons. One, price-wise, obviously. But it was also, I felt like, okay, I got to start. And that was my whole intention, even in the beginning, was I want to get to a certain weight. I want to get to a certain physique, and then get off of it, continue doing what I'm doing, and do it the rest of it naturally and keep building onto it.
But why cheat?
But where I messed up is one, cold turkey, and then again, dark future, whatever. But it was also, then I didn't have that same energy. I didn't have that same, because I knew if I spent that much money, I'm going to go work out. After I stopped paying for it, then it was like, I stopped going to the gym. And then I haven't been to the gym since 2017.
Yeah, but so that has nothing to do with the steroids. That has everything to do with yourself. Number one, your self-discipline. Number two, your self-motivation.
But yeah, it was more so I need that.
I'll put it to you like this. If you have the motivation enough to get yourself in the gym now, stay with that.
Well, I'm working out at home.
Either way, if you have the motivation to start working out without that shit, do that. You'll be amazed. Like the soreness is real, but you'll be amazed at how happy you are with the progress that you make, even in short amounts of time. The truth of the matter is there's no cheat code to any of it, right? So at some point you're going to run into some negative effect.
But so two things. One, leg days are the worst, especially when you have to take a dump in the morning.
Leg days are the best.
Not when you have to take a crap and you're sitting there and you're just legs shaking and you're trying to sit down and it hurts.
You have to know how to work that out when you're working out. Shit before you go to the gym. That's what you always shit before you go to the gym.
It's the day after. That's the worst.
What, like sitting down?
Like when you go to take a dump in the morning after a leg workout that
Yeah,
night.
but if you get onto a regular schedule and you're doing leg days the way you're supposed to, you get over that soreness.
Well, but again, so here's where I'm at. I understand there's a lot of negative to it. I get it. There is. I've seen it. But why can't we find something that's more...
You
for the
can,
public?
you're just not looking for it.
I'm telling you, the stuff
What
they
I'm
have
saying
on the
is,
market's
what
all
I'm saying. Okay, so do more research and find something that actually has a blend that you can read, not a proprietary blend. It's the same with energy drinks, right? So if you drink Monster or Red Bull or any of those drinks, proprietary blend. Yeah, it says ginseng, taurine, guarana, and all that stuff, but there's also a proprietary blend. But if you go to stuff like Celsius or Cardomax and stuff like that, it lays out exactly what's in it, and you feel a difference in the energy that you get. Like with Monster and Red Bull, yeah, you may get an energy boost, but the other shit that's behind that energy spike is stuff that's going to bring you down. It's the same shit that's in turkey. It's the same shit that's in stuff that like drags you. It's almost like a natural form of melatonin. And that's to make you feel like you need to go back and get another one. It's the same as soda. Like, so soda, you feel like you're thirsty, right? You go and drink a Mountain Dew. You chug the sumbitch because you're thirsty, right? For a minute, you're good. 5 minutes later, I need another drink. It's the exact same thing. It's built to make you want more.
You know what I just thought of?
What?
You remember that video of that redneck kid who was sitting there? My mouth was on fire, so I chugged me a 2-liter Mountain Dew. Oh God, you gotta watch it. It's great.
Okay.
You don't.
That's like the Redstone Rehab.
No, I don't know that.
I do not freebase cocaine.
That sounds like Bill Clinton.
Except for on the weekends. That video is hilarious too. But no, I think.
So you're against it?
No.
You sound.
Yes and no.
Yeah, you sound more
Let me
against
say,
it.
I'm going to say yes because I feel like you're trying to use a cheat code and not taking the negative effects into a bigger, like a whole scale picture.
Let me.
But also my yes is because I feel, number one, I feel like nothing should be regulated. Do I think we should have laws? Yes. Do I think you should have negative effects for doing something while you're impaired or on something else? 100% yes. But I don't think it should be regulated. So if you want to take that risk,
But let me ask you, why is it okay if you're not an athlete?
Mm-hmm.
How is it? I mean, you're doing it for your own pleasure. You're doing it for your own look, benefit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it cheating?
Because you couldn't get there naturally.
But you don't have to.
Why is it cheating in baseball?
Because it helps improve.
Okay. They couldn't get there naturally.
Yeah, but if
It's
you're
the
not,
same premise.
this is because I don't look at.
The only difference is there's not millions of dollars on the line. That's the only difference.
I view sport athletes taking it versus a regular person taking it completely different. Because I'm not competing at a high dollar amount.
That's exactly what I just said. The only difference is there's not millions of dollars riding on it. That is the only difference.
Yeah, but I don't still see. I mean, for me,
But you're
if
still
I
using the
get
cheat
to
code.
where-
I'm not necessarily saying you're cheating to get ahead in life, or you're doing something, outlandish to put yourself in a better position. I'm saying you're trying to use a cheat code to allow yourself to get the gains that you want quicker, faster, and all of the above. But the truth of the matter is, the root of it is you couldn't get there naturally.
But here's my rebuttal to that is. Shit, I lost it.
Are you willing to accept the fact that you may go into a depression while you're on it?
Are
you willing to accept the fact that you may go into an unexpected rage? Are you willing to accept the fact that it can permanently damage your insides?
Here's what I was going to say, and I'll answer those questions after. Oh, don't make me lose it again. Man, I got the memory of the goldfish. Oh, you can take it all you want, but you still have to put in the work.
You're right.
Because I could sit there and inject every single day, not work out. And what it's going to do is just go cause me to gain body fat. But you still have to put in that work. So,
But you're telling me when you're all hopped up on this stuff, like you just said that you're not going to feel like doing something. You're going to be active.
yeah, but I'm just saying you have to put in the work though. So, because you're saying that you can't get there naturally, it helps, but at the same time, you have to put in the work.
You're still not getting there naturally. I'm just being honest with you, man. I mean,
I get it. Yes,
I'm
you're
not.
right.
I'm not going to think differently of you if you take steroids. If that's what you're looking for, I don't give a shit. If you
I'll
want to
be
use
honest
them,
with you. Can I be honest?
Sure.
You know why I started taking it?
Why?
I was hoping it was going to make my dick bigger.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you not listen to anything that anybody ever said?
I don't like to.
If you want your dick to be bigger, just let a bee sting the head.
Yeah. I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
But I'm saying, like, I always thought it was funny when guys were like, especially like on the football team and the wrestling team, they were like, man, we we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this and we're putting on 20 pounds of muscle in a year. Like, okay, cool. But what's going to happen when you stop doing that and that and that? You're going to put on 50 pounds of body fat in a year because you're not going to have the same work ethic.
I don't have anything against it. That's my thing. But Rachel does.
I think that Rachel knows what the side effects are, and she's thinking about those a whole lot more than you are. Right now, you have tunnel vision.
No,
You're thinking,
because I know I've been through.
No, I understand that, but right now you have tunnel vision because you're thinking, well, while I was on it and I was doing things right and I was regulating and I was making sure that everything was in I had my ducks in a row, I was gaining, my life was good, everything was great. The only negative you're thinking right now is when I quit cold turkey, I went into a depression. That shit can happen while you're on it, dude.
I get it.
Like, let's say, like, honestly, while you're on that stuff, the idea is to keep everything balanced. You still want to keep that balance. That's why you're mentioning estrogen and all this stuff. You want to keep your estrogen level at the same level it's supposed to be for this amount of testosterone, right? Well, you can fuck that up one day accidentally, not even mean to. You could put just like a fraction of let's say you're doing powdered form estrogen, right? You could put just a fraction of a scoop off, either higher or lower, fucks your whole inside.
Let me ask you this.
It fucks everything up. But truthfully, it will kill your organs.
Let me ask you this. Okay, take the DECA part out. What if I were to just do test boost? Is it any worse? Is it any different? Because you're still increasing that testosterone.
Technically, where
you can still have those same kind of reactions.
You still need to balance your estrogen, but
right.
Technically, the only benefit to a higher testosterone level is stamina.
Right.
I mean, when you have a higher test level, when you have a higher test level, you do recover faster, but the biggest is stamina. So you can, if you work out right, then you can get to where, yeah, you're not doing as heavy of weights, but you're doing a shit ton more reps. So instead of doing 315, for 7 reps, you're doing, or for 5 reps, 315 for 5 reps, you're doing 225 for 25 reps. Yeah. You're going to build faster that way.
But is taking testosterone lesser evil than steroids?
Anytime you go over your body's natural testosterone level, you're technically getting into the steroid level. The only time adding testosterone into your body is when you have lost testosterone. So let's say, and they say, I think the age is 28 is when you start losing testosterone. So let's say you go on basically a hormone replacement, which is like, let's pump the testosterone into your body that you've lost to keep your levels to where they're at and where they're supposed to be for your age. That's kind of where it's acceptable. But when you exceed that level, that's where you run into all of that aggression and depression and all of that stuff.
Well, so again, this is just me asking. So, what if they were to? Because again, even to get the kind of test boost that I got, it's still technically illegal. But what if they were able to?
For all intents and purposes, it is a steroid.
So what if you were to, instead of put Deca out on the market, what if you able to moderate amounts of the test boost?
It is on the market.
Not that kind of stuff though.
But why do
formula level? Yeah.
But that kind of stuff is steroids. It's not just testosterone.
You take away all my products I'm trying to put on the market and make millions of dollars right now. That's all I'm saying.
You said you wanted to debate, and I'm just shooting you straight, man. I mean, I like I said, I don't give a shit. If you want to take it, take it.
Warner should get mad if I took test boost. Think you would?
Get you some Nugenix, man. It works for Frank Thomas. You see how big that motherfucker is?
I just like to stick things in my ass. That's another thing.
That took a turn.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just, like I said, I mean, I personally held more pride knowing that I got to where I got.
Oh, I mean, most
naturally.
definitely. I mean, if you're able to get to where you want to all naturally, more power to you. But also, the way I also look at it, too, is I'm getting older. I need that extra kind of boost to help out.
Well, but do you know what your test level is right now?
Not a clue.
Yeah, so you should get your before you do any of that stuff, you should get your test level checked, because if you have lost testosterone, then yes, you do need that boost. If you haven't, and you're at or above normal, you don't need that boost. You just need motivation.
You go to get that done?
To a doctor.
I don't go to the doctor.
There's your problem. I mean, I don't either, but the biggest thing is motivation, man. I mean, you know, and obviously you're motivated to work out, or else you wouldn't have tried or started. I think you're not taking into context, because it's been several years since you did it last, that recovery is a motherfucker. That's what's holding you back. It was
also whenever, because again, dude, I know you say, you know, you're skinny, whatever, but whenever I first started, dude, I was like maybe $140 wet.
Mm-hmm.
I started taking it, and I got up to about 185.
Yeah.
I mean, big gains.
Mm-hmm. And pretty quick too, I'm sure.
It took six to 9 months or so.
Yeah,
it took some
you
time.
You should never be able to put on that much muscle in 6 to 9 months.
Yeah. Well, I felt good though.
40 plus pounds of muscle in 6 to 9 months. That's insane.
I know. My bench max went from 225 to about 265, 270 within that 6 months. Yeah.
Then you should have been taking more. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, man. I mean,
dude, why aren't you drinking it by the gallons?
I guess rather than this being a debate, it's really become, well, I guess debates are opinion, but
I mean, it's all opinion.
Like I said, man, I don't.
You're against
I don't have anything. I mean, I'm against it for myself for sure, but I'm not going to look at anybody different knowing that they take steroids. I mean, because to be honest, you can look at people and know immediately they're taking steroids. I mean, you don't get that big or that cut naturally.
Remember that?
You don't.
Remember that story I told you about where the guy was walking around sticking needles in girls' asses?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that to you.
Don't. My anger is
just gonna
bad
stick
enough.
you with random needles.
My anger is bad enough. No, but hey, man, if that's what makes you feel like more of a man, jump on it.
Again, it is more so for muscle recovery and to start off. It's just I need that boost to get started, and then once I get
so take protein.
I do protein, but that doesn't necessarily help.
I mean, if you're doing it right, what's the other shit we took in high school?
What you took is probably different than what I took.
I didn't take steroids, but oh, that is way too loud. Let me do it on my phone. But I think if you're taking something to help you recover, then fine. But to be honest, you're not just taking it for recovery. Is that an added benefit? For sure, but you're taking it to build.
Yeah.
I don't care how many times you try to tell me it was mostly for recovery. Like, no. You're taking it to build.
I'm taking it to make my Peter bigger. It's not working.
You read the wrong.
So what I did
shit.
was I just took a shoestring and tied a 5-pound weight to it to stretch it. That didn't help either. I just caused a little bit more issues to my problem.
Oh man, golly, what? It's not even coming up. Like when I type in muscle building supplements, it doesn't even come up anymore. It used to be like number one on the list.
I don't know. I type it in. Next thing I know, I'm on Pornhub. And this gigantic dude with a big slong. And it just makes me feel bad.
Oh shit.
Alright. Anyways, I guess that's the end of that little
This
debate.
is all testosterone stuff. God, what was it? It was the shit that like people were taking it and it was killing their kidneys because they weren't drinking enough water with it.
Creatine?
Creatine. There you go.
All creatine is just water weight. Now they make it more isolated, but back in the day, it was just nothing but water. It was like drinking muscle milk.
Creatine. What creatine does is, and I'm not trying to sound like a know-it-all, but I did a deep dive on it when I was in high school because, like I said, I wanted to do everything natural, but we did drink protein and creatine, so I did a little bit of research on it. Basically, what it does is it helps your muscles retain water,
Right.
so that they recover a little faster.
Yeah.
Now, protein
does
basically does the same thing, but when you mix them together, or when you're taking them at the same time, it's a little more boosted than individually and naturally. Obviously, it's not on the same level that steroids are, especially anything anabolic, but it helps. So get you some creatine, bud.
I got creatine and protein.
Well, there you go. Just start chugging the shit. Drink water, though. Yeah. Drink water.
That's another thing I'm bad about is drinking water. As soon as I get home, I want to open up a beer or whiskey.
Water.
Yeah. Especially with what I drink.
It's got water in it.
Yeah. It's like Colorado Creek water.
Oh, yeah. Coors is nothing but water.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. You know that you can swim down, or it's like they tube you to like the course facility? I did not know that.
Yeah. So it was funny. On Wednesday, I was at one of my stops, and I got there super early in the morning. And I was working my ass off to get out of this place because I've got a shit ton of stops on Wednesday. And when I was walking out of the door, the guy that was working, he said, "Hey man, grab you a drink if you want to. No worries, it's on me." I was like, "Cool." So I grabbed a bottle of water. And on the way out, he said, "So were you back there chugging one of them Bud Lights?" I said, "Nah, I got water." He said, "Oh, yeah, it's probably better. Doesn't have the same flavor." I said, "Yeah, if I wanted flavored water, I would have just gotten a Coors Light. It's basically all it is. It's flavored water."
Yeah, but it's delicious.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
You know what I think we should do?
I've tasted better stuff the morning after drinking.
I don't trust
drinking,
anything you
of course.
say because you put vanilla
my
ice
God, here we
cream on your wiener.
No. False. See, again, you did not listen.
Me and Rachel, we cannot stop thinking about it.
I don't like the fact-
painted a vision in our mind that we cannot get rid of.
But the vision that you have in your mind is wrong because you didn't listen. I don't like the fact that she judges me based on the fact that you got it wrong. Let me paint it for you in black and white. The ice cream is for the vagina. The ice is for your pecker.
Okay, here's what I heard when you say
Now,
that.
if she wants to eat ice cream off your pecker, that's on her.
Here's what I heard. I heard black and white. Black is your dirty dick. White is vanilla going on your dirty dick, you nasty dog. Nasty. You need Jesus.
Don't get mad at me because I was a little adventurous and it paid off. Okay? Don't get mad at me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
I asked
because I experimented and it paid off.
Let me flip the script. I said, I don't want to do vanilla. I said, how about a Slim Jim?
Now you're taking it. You're taking
I
it too
said
far.
I love Slim Jim. I said I'll take it. I'll just squirt the juice all over it.
It already tastes like that. What are you talking about?
She hates Slim Jims with the. I don't know why. They're delicious. She goes, if you get a Slim Jim, eat it outside the car. Because we'd always, anywhere we go, and I stop at a gas station.
I like pickled sausages. My wife hates the way they smell.
She hates it. And it's like.
I like pickled eggs too.
Ooh,
It's also good.
your farts stink. God,
It's not like I'm shooting
yeah,
for
but
tulips.
when you eat stuff like that, man, it's. Ooh.
It's really not. It's not any different than normal. my diet at this point is so fucked up that like.
How often do you take? I love how we always go back to this. How often do you take a dump?
Once a day.
Okay, that's normal.
Well,
it's
before Renee and I got together, I was like once a week.
hers is like maybe once a week.
Renee is like multiple times a day.
Yeah, that's me.
No, I can't.
Well, you take hour-long dumps anyway, so.
I'm genuinely convinced that there's something fucked up with my bowels, dude. Because like, it's a slow mover, man. It's not like I enjoy sitting in there until my legs fall asleep.
Let me say it. I'm driving home. I'm sending you a text. Hey, I'm leaving work. I'm on my way home, and then I'll be there. You're like, cool. I'm taking a dump.
I've never said that in a text.
30 minutes.
It's
home,
always when you call me.
10 minutes.
And you never call me until you leave your house. So it's 30 minutes.
I send you a text.
False.
You say, hey, I'm taking a dump. I'm
No.
like, cool. I'll send you a message whenever I'm on my way. I show up. You're like, hey,
so full of shit.
Doors open. And it's your son taking 5 hours to open up the door.
Yeah, I've never been on the shitter when that's happened. Listen, man, it's all you call me when you leave your house.
You're full of crap.
No, I'm not. I'm taking a shit. When you go, you call me when you leave your house, and your first words are you taking a dump?
Yeah, because I know you
Yes,
are.
I just sat down, pal. I'll be here until you get here. 30 minutes. Listen, I wish my dad can sit down and be out in 2 minutes. My wife can sit down and be out in 2 minutes. I wish.
God, man, you do need to go get checked out. Here's my thing.
What are they going to tell me?
I said it again. Here's my thing.
Well, what are they going to tell me? Hey, man, your shit just comes out slow.
Or they prescribe you some
Hell
stool
no.
softener.
Nope. Nope. I got too much shit to do during the day at work. I'm not.
It doesn't. I had to take it. It doesn't work like they make it in
But
the
listen,
movies.
so I told Renee about a month ago, I felt like I wasn't getting it all out.
Spread the legs.
She no, I do. I'm sprawled out, but she spread the whole
I can
nine.
see it.
Butt naked, just chilling. No, but this is way too. This is. I mean, if anybody is listening to this right now, they're like,
Yeah, we
"Ah,
lost
let's
them when
change
we
the
started
subject."
talking about steroids in the
Or
butt.
sports.
Yeah.
No, but like I told Renee about a month ago that I felt like I wasn't getting it all out because they just number one, my stomach still felt tight when I was done. I still felt like I could go, but I wasn't, like nothing else was moving. She was like, well, why don't you take a laxative? I'm like, fuck no. If I could take a laxative and know that I'd be done in 5 hours, sure. I don't know that if I take a laxative, if it's going to hit me tomorrow at lunch.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that position.
I thought I had abdominal pain. Like I thought, because I was having issues. I was like, I think something's wrong with my abdominal. Well, Dad picks me up. He takes me to a walk-in clinic, and so we go through, and they're like, hey, they're pressing on it, everything.
Is this a story where they put the finger in your butt and that's where it turned your life around?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've told this before.
She she pushed my side, and I go, I farted. She goes, hold on, let me do something real quick. Roll over. She goes, I'm gonna put my finger up your butt. I'm like, oh, this is awkward. Dad's here. He's staring me eye to eye. Next time she puts her finger in, she goes, You see this? See this brown finger? You're constipated. You don't have abdominal pain. You just need to poop. So she prescribed me P-chloride, which is a stool softener. So I went home, I took it. It took probably about 5-6 hours, and then it hit me. One time,
Nope.
You're done. You're done. It's not a constant thing. It's not explosive diarrhea. It's a normal poop.
No.
But back to the time on it, for me, it's typically about 10 minutes, but technically it's only 5. The other 5 is just me on my phone doing whatever. 30 minutes, and my legs are asleep at 10 minutes.
You're sitting weird.
Anybody 30 minutes plus? I'm sorry, I'm not over here.
You bend over on your knees? You put your elbows on your knees?
I sit backwards. Hands on the back.
You fucking lie.
Sometimes if I want to get very adventurous, I stand on top of it and squat down.
Yeah, at this point.
We had a guy when I worked at NTB who, I mean, that's what he did. And because he squatted like that, it helps it come down naturally, I guess, or he gets it all out. I remember he was taking a dump in the shop, and someone opened up the door because he didn't lock it, and I look over, and he's literally standing on top of it, parallel, squatted down, taking a dump. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'd say.
It was Vietnamese, too.
Did I ever tell you the story about me shitting a baby tree?
No.
Dude, I was so constipated one night. And I was at my mom's. My sister had a couple friends over. They were cute.
Yeah.
This is a long time ago. I was single.
And when they watched you, they were like, man, that guy right there.
One of them was feeling me.
I can tell he didn't take steroids.
Exactly.
Exactly. He's all natural.
He's all natural. I like that. Dude, I went and I was straining. I mean, just trying my hardest, busted blood vessels, the whole 9. Nothing was moving, but it was there. I could feel it. I started crying.
Shoot.
It was like at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I called my mom. Hey, I need some help in here. I'm pretty sure I'm constipated.
You know what the worst part is?
What?
Whenever they're rigidy and it feels like it's like a knife cutting.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, so my mom was like, "All right, I'll go to Rite Aid and I'll get you some stuff." So she comes back and she's got laxatives and suppositories. And I was like, "Man, just give me the suppository." And I popped it up in there, and I don't remember how long it was, but it wasn't very long after I put that thing in there that I sat down and a torpedo came out of my ass. And this sucker was like that big around, dude. I'm not kidding. I'm not bullshitting.
You dropped a log.
It was a baby tree, but I'm telling you, some bitch was. But I felt so much better afterward. But like that's really the only time I've ever been like constipated. Like I just like I truthfully feel like it just moves slow.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'm legitimately going the entire time I'm in there.
You know what I was just thinking when you just said that? Fast forward to now, how that would go. You dropped a log. Hey, honey, get in here.
Oh no, I took pictures.
Look what I just did.
I took pictures. I showed my sister and her friends.
That came out of me.
I showed my sister and my friends, and I was like, when y'all have kids, I don't want to hear shit about it because I just pushed one out of my butt.
You may have a kid, but you didn't drop a log like that.
That some bitch came out weighing 10 pounds, 17 ounces.
You know what I'm thinking right now?
What's that?
So, we are finally recording. We got the mics working. If we're going to check it, or I'm going to check it after we get done. If it's still recording, if it's still
video?
Yeah. You know what we should do next episode?
What's that?
TikTok. Because when I was just thinking about
I'll have to get a screen down here so that we can screen share.
When I was thinking about the Colorado story, so I don't have TikTok, but most Instagram videos, it's all TikTok.
You can get on TikTok without having a TikTok account.
Well, I don't care to have that. But most of the videos on Instagram, like the reels or whatever, they're all TikTok. But we need to come up with some videos that.
You mean like you and I should record TikToks?
No. Well, I mean, we can eventually, but I meant more so find videos. Just, I think we need to do like a TikTok segment. It's
Like
just
review, like TikTok review?
things that we think that are actually funny, and we need, because two things I hate the most is the girls who do the same dance videos, and then also the Applebee thing. Hate it.
I can't stand that song.
I can't stand it. And I love how Applebee's is now using that as their theme song now.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, it's about them.
It's one of the most popular songs in the country.
You know who
It
should
mentions
use
their
it?
brand.
Priscilla's.
Priscilla McCall's where fun and fantasy meet.
Ooh.
You're welcome for that. The little jingle and the
So I think we
and the
need
charger
to
plug-in noise.
find some videos that we think are funny, and then find ones that we just can't stand.
Okay. I'll have to get a TV.
Okay.
You want me to spend more fucking money?
Nah.
It's money, money, money.
I'll go get one.
Nah, I'll get one. Renee wants to put one in the kitchen anyway, so. All right. I don't think I have anything else. I think we ended on quite the bombshell. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So.
Dropping logs on this. Yeah.
All right. So we'll be here next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays should be over for me soon. So I'll be free again on Wednesdays.
Okay, let's
In
probably
the next
do
couple
one.
weeks.
Oh, in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. We got a ball game at 8:30 next Wednesday. If we lose, we're done. If we win, we keep going to the next week.
Whoa.
So it'll be at least 2 weeks before I'm free on Wednesdays again.
All right. Ooh, I gotta see about next weekend because Rachel's gone this weekend, and then next weekend she's going to the beach for Halloween. They're doing a festival down
Damn,
there.
so you got 2 free weekends. Or are you going with her to the beach?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Ooh.
Only for the fact I don't go with her to the beach, and she hates that, and
Ooh.
she wants me to go.
Oh, fuck the beach.
Yeah.
Either way, there's going to be a podcast put out next week. I may, if you go down there with her, I may just record with Renee. We'll have like a couples pod on the Hammy and Beer podcast channel.
Or you talk about ice cream on the beach.
We'll talk about ice cream and ice cubes and peckers and vaginas.
Cool. I'll make sure I listen to it.
She told me earlier. I guess she listened to last week's episode, and apparently she heard you say that you were going to start calling me Sex Doctor or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So she said she was going to change my name.
I
on
meant
her
to say
phone
Dr.
Sex
Sexy, but we'll go with Sex Doctor.
I didn't hear it. I completely missed that part.
I don't know if I said it or
But
not.
she said that I should be, or that you said I should be a sex doctor or something like that, and so that's what she's going to change my name to on her phone.
Sex Doctor.
Sex doctor.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
this sex doctor doesn't even know that he needs to go see an actual doctor about his stool
Oh
issues.
my god! Get out of here, dude.
Come on, man.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway, all right. So no matter what, there's going to be a podcast next week. We're definitely going to try to get back more regular. These last couple of weeks have been my fault between vacation and safety meetings at work, and so I do apologize.
Look, you don't have to attend the safety meetings.
Oh, we do. They're
That's only for
mandatory.
people who's willing to be safe. You're not a safe person, okay?
You're
You're venturing out to vanilla ice cream, okay?
Bro, if I weren't safe, I would not wear the steel toe shoes that they require me wear. I promise you I would wear tennis shoes.
Wow. Why? What are you going to do, drop beer on your foot?
Well, I run an electric pallet jack. I've run over my toes with the electric pallet jack. It's not fun.
That's just stupid.
Even with steel toes on. It catches you off guard every now and then. Anyway, all right, so that's going to end it off tonight. We do appreciate y'all listening. Oh!
Woo!
I meant to say it in the beginning of the episode. I finally got the shit with Apple Podcast fixed.
Hallelujah!
So you now can find us on literally every major podcast platform, including, but not limited to, Apple Podcasts.
Hey,
So go on to any of your podcast platforms, whatever platform you prefer. Look up Hammy a Beer. Like, subscribe, rate, leave us some comments. Tell us what you like, tell us what you hate, what you think we can improve on. Send us an email at hammyabeerpod@gmail.com.
you know what they probably hate?
Get on Facebook. What, this?
Us.
Yeah, for sure. You can get on our Facebook. That's Hammy a Beer Podcast on Facebook. Just shoot us some suggestions. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you hate. What you'd like to hear. What you don't want to hear any more of. Probably shit stories. But Just give us your feedback. That's what we want. That's what we need. We love you guys so much.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see y'all next week.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.